Hello, everybody. How you doing? Don't know who's all watching, but come on in. Uh, had a problem, technical problem, I guess, or something. Wasn't sure what happened. I'm waiting on Mule and them to come back in here, trying to get all the. So, how is everybody today? I'm here. I'm trying to give a chat started, and it's like my things are going crazy on me. Already had total technical difficulty. So, anyway, sorry for that. I've sent out, trying to send out some more here. Um, I guess we're going to have to go. Someone, Rebel Solutions is in one other, is participating. Come on. Come on, guys, come over. Three, there we go. 3 viewers now. Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here talking about a water rights. Um, I got a letter from my representative, and it's actually for everybody, but she's handling her part, my district, and she's trying to get us to call the EPA and tell them to not ask for um, a draft that they made here a while back for to define waters for the United States because of they have a Clean Water Act they're trying to have enacted, and what it does, it takes away, it gives them federal feds our rights all over everything that is wet, except swimming pools and except koi ponds. So, welcome everybody. Welcome, 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 welcome. Sorry for the time. Let me go see if I can find who's all out there. I can sort of talk to you that way. Just give me a few minutes here. I got to get caught up on everybody and get people in here at the same time. Okay, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm trying to get people in here on the panel. Um, Treasiness here. Do, 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 do. Eh, you have to be trolling third. Okay, Morty, come on in. Okay, let's see here. Who's all out here?
Hey, Kansas, I see that we're live and I actually see it on YouTube.
Yes, we are live and we are on YouTube. We have people out
Congratulations.
there. We got viewers.
Right?
And I
Last time we
believe
were like, why is nobody watching
us. We're in like big babies. I think there's options out there trolling us even.
us? Awesome. Welcome,
So,
trolls.
hey, all trolls welcome.
Yep.
We welcome you. Oh, let's see. I think we got Prelude Prepper out there even.
Awesome.
I will send him a link. See if he wants to come in and say hi.
Right?
Wow.
Well, I just had to send them the link. I went in and gave Jim and Rev the link. So, are we live?
We are
Yes, we
live.
are, and I see it on YouTube too, so
All
it's
right.
working this time.
I don't know what happened, man. That is totally weird.
That is, but the discussion was getting real good, dude. And not
Yeah.
just rights and Fed overreach. We were talking, yeah, so Rev needs to get his ass in here.
Yes. I'm going to read this one more time. We're going to try to get this over with here. Okay. Hey, there you are.
Yeah, there's Kansas.
Somebody got their YouTube on.
Zach live.
It's me. Hold on,
Kansas.
let me go turn this off of mine. I just
Okay.
found it. There we go. That take care of it.
Yeah, it's live on YouTube now.
Okay. Good. Finally.
Right?
Okay. Well, here's what today is about. My representative sent me a little letter, and the thing is, it affects all of us. But she's just doing her little part. And so anyway, she just goes through this. I grew up in Jackson County, and I know the importance of farmers, Kansas farmers, ranchers, and dairymen who have food, fuel, and fiber for the nation and the world. Agriculture has made significant advances in protection of land and air and water. Kansas producers engaged in conservation practices, and that the EPA has once again issued a proposed redefining of the scope of federal power upon a Clean Water Act. On the 25th, March 25th, the EPA drafted a rule, and it would define water of the United States, pretty much WOTUS, as as anything wet, including ditches, swales, gullies, mud flats, among others. In fact, the only bodies of water that is specifically excluded from the jurisdiction are swimming pools and koi ponds. I strongly oppose this expansion of the federal scope, and it is overreaching. And I've heard that the constituents in this area also oppose this. This is why I joined many of my colleagues to write letters to the EPA and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers asking them to withdraw this rule, as it has been built on an incomplete scientific study and flawed economic study analysis. I expect their prompt action with this matter. But if you want to do something in the meantime, please go to regulation.gov and go to the docket number, and I'm going to say this a couple of times: EPA slash HQ 0, or I'd say OW. I think it's OW 2011, and then 0880. And she says, I want you to continue to fight and the gross overreach of the federal government. and this would give them the right to everything except swimming pools and koi ponds.
I suppose they even want to control the humidity in the air and the sweat on my balls.
Exactly, they'd own it. So we might not be able to wipe the sweat of our sweaty balls if they get it. So there's facts there. And so anyway, she wants you to call your EPA or write them a letter, and it has to be done by October 20th, 2014.
If the EPA was a real, conservationist organization, they would have authority, worldwide. It wouldn't just be trying to oppress the American companies and individuals. They would be boycotting China
That's
and
why
these
the
other
EPA.
these
That's
other
why
these other planet polluters. I mean, why do you think all the companies go to China and places like that? Because there is no EPA. There is no regulation. They can put chemicals in the water supply. They can put toxins in the air, yada, yada.
Yeah. And the EPA, but the EPA, I mean, basically, the farmers are doing everything pretty much EPA has said. And the thing is, there is no real threat to our water supply right now, and there's no reason for the federal government to own it. But this new Clean Waters Act is going to ask for that.
Well, not only are we a global economy, meaning our finances are tied to the rest of the major players' finances, but it's the same thing with the Environmental Protection Agency. If it just applies here, it's null and void. You know what I mean? There's no real. I mean, what we do here is only a fraction of what is happening around the world.
Yeah, China is one of the biggest polluters, and they're not worried about it.
Well, they're not worried about it because they don't have the rules. And the thing is, no, if EPA cuts off our water, it means the Americans, if they want to say, okay, we want to give China good water, so they go suck out some water out of the rivers, they can do it because the federal wants it to happen.
Well, China's already getting their water from us.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, still.
From the Great Lakes.
Yeah, but they own it all. They'll take everything.
Well, I mean, realistically, food. You control the food and water. You control everyone.
Yep.
And water's the next oil. And we saw this coming. I mean, pretty soon they're going to tax us on our air. I mean, carbon taxes. That's basically what it is.
It's coming down to it. For every ounce of air you breathe, you got to pay a $10 tax.
I just, I don't know, man. I wish we'd be, sitting back talking about fun stuff and joking around. It's always,
serious shit.
It's always the end of the world fucking shit. There's only so much of that.
You can take.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta listen to heavy metal and go shoot my guns to just decompress so I don't start cutting heads off.
And that's why a lot of people stay ignorant by choice. The whole ostrich with the head in the sand. It's too scary. I don't want to deal with it. I'd rather be doing fun stuff. And I'm not, nothing against you, Rip. I'm just saying that's a lot of people's mentality. That's why a lot of people don't wake up, because they are kind of woken up, but they don't want to wake up any more than they already were, and they don't really look into it. They try to divert their attention other places. And it is getting kind of scary. I was commenting earlier, I don't know if it was on air or not, but one of the videos that 10 Round Patriot put out, the lady was being interviewed by him, and she says, here pretty soon, if shit keeps going this way, we're going to throw down these signs and start picking up rifles. And, she's not on YouTube that I know of, right? And, that kind of knowing that other people are out there that I don't know about on YouTube is a big relief in a way for me, because it's like, yes, there are other people out there that believe this way, and there are other people I don't know about that are ready to light this motherfucker up if it keeps going this way. And that was very comforting, actually, to know that people that are on YouTube are the same mentality, thought process that we have on that.
Very true. I mean, it's hard to deal with everything, and see, that's the biggest thing is getting people awake. Is people can't wrap their head around all this. I mean, to think about the government trying to kill us off, think about the government trying to hurt us, trying to make things hard on us. It's hard to deal with.
Listen, ignorance is bliss, and
Mm-hmm.
it may be encouraging to you, Stinger, to see some lady at a protest say something like that, but we need the young people to be saying that, because they're the motherfuckers that are going to actually get up and do it. Somebody at the end of their life, they've lived life. They don't give a fuck. None of us care if we die right now. Don't care, right? But my goddamn kids have a long time in this world. You know what I'm saying? So I wish, and that's kind of why we do the dragon and whatnot. It's a soapbox to inform people, to say, hey, it's really bad. It's worse than you know. Wake up, prepare, group up, share information, whatnot. But fuck it, in the meantime, we got to live our lives, man. I mean, what little lives we may have left, and what poison choices we may have to make.
Yeah. And I mean, I've been seeing. I mean, look at the teens that were up there at the that he was interviewing. Some of those teens were pretty informed. They weren't the greatest speakers, but they were definitely putting their side to it.
Yeah, Rebel doesn't know about that because he didn't watch the videos. Yeah, he's too busy finishing his sandwich to respond. Hold on.
Okay, guys. But it's a fact. It is getting scary enough that it's hard for people. They don't want to look at the truth because the truth hurts.
Yeah, I mean, people like the way things are in their make-believe world of making sure the mortgage is paid and working their 9 to 5, and kids are going to college or saving up for the kids to go to college, and their little American dream that they were told is what it was, and so they've invested their whole life in that, and now to see it all be bullshit, yeah, they don't want to accept that, so they're gonna fight as long as they can to not accept that as they can. And there'll be a lot of the ones that will be against us too, because we will be disturbing their way of life if this thing ever gets lit off.
But I mean, all I'm saying is, to write a letter to the Corps of Engineers or to the EPA and asking them to back off this thing might not be a bad idea. I mean, we got to do it by October 20th, 2014. So, you want to try, whether it's worth a try, it's up to you what you think. I was just trying to come up with a subject that I thought was
It's a great subject.
Deal with, but not right.
It's a great subject. We have a little bit of time, luckily, so we can organize everybody. Don't take your time with signing any kind of petition or anything. Definitely get on that as fast as you can, but you can, share that with all your friends and get them on board, and you have a little bit of time to do that. So, yeah, the water thing is a great subject. It's definitely more overreach of the federal government and needs to be addressed, and we do have a little bit of time to address it, so get on it, everybody out there, and share it with all your friends, and get everybody in your local area that you talk to, and get them all educated on this overreach the government's trying to do now. And pretty much any given day you can find some more overreach for doing.
Well, water
But as long as we're ahead of
and
the curve.
air is a human right.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
and I didn't sign, the Constitution. I wasn't alive then. That shit don't necessarily apply to me. I'm a free man. So this regulation, this law, that license, this permit, that, stick it up your ass.
Yeah.
I do not comply.
Exactly.
I do not comply. You will not fucking, ruin my life and my kids' life over the greater good.
The greater good is not even the greater good. It's just their pockets and their
Oh,
little cronies.
those are the terms they like to use.
Yeah.
Not only that, the greater good is that's the way they screw you. Every time somebody mentions the greater good, I again check my wallet because I'm coming in for a screwing.
Yeah.
Yep.
People say, "Oh, well, the Constitution's just a piece of paper," and if we would just, abide by the Constitution and this and that. Listen, we haven't abided by the Constitution, and I don't know how long, and it is irrelevant. It is irrelevant because it's too restrictive. None of us signed into that. Oh, it's the law of the land. Oh, really? Well, the Supreme Court justices, they're the one that actually interpret the fucking Constitution, and they, why are they better than anyone else?
Yeah.
They're appointed. They're not voted in. They're not put there by the people. They're put there by the fucking executive branch. Oh, but they're vetted by the legislative branch.
Mhm.
Well, no, actually, they're not. They're party line motherfuckers. I'm sick of all the semantics that go along with politics, this, that, and the other. Either we're fucking free or we're not.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know the reasoning behind them being appointed and not voted in was supposed to be so that they didn't have to worry about their decisions being influenced by their voters or whatever, and they could actually vote the way they believe. But they don't vote the way they believe anymore. They vote the way they're told to vote, right along party lines. It used to be every once in a while you'd get, a conservative or whatever, voting the other way. Well, we still have that now, but, because that's how they believed. Nowadays, it's more pressure or side room deals or some shit like that. Wow, what the fuck was that?
He's working on magazines, apparently.
We got someone
Why
eating
don't
a
I just go ahead
sandwich.
go ahead and turn on my compressor to add to the orchestra here.
All right.
Okay, guys, come on.
Welcome
Sorry
to.
about that. I didn't mean to pull a rebel.
Better than pulling a stinger.
Oh.
I didn't even know what that means. I was trying to make it funny.
Right? I'm trying to process that. Wait a minute. When do I... Oh, maybe the chattering teeth? That was one time I did something annoying. Right?
Actually, I think that would be funny. Some of us older fellas would get the reference.
Right?
I don't know, guys, man. You get me on any given day. The wife is being nice and the kids are behaving. Everything's fine. But this whole biological invasion that's going on is just like, wow. So this is it. These are the final nails in the coffin of what we used to know as the United States of America.
Well, like we were talking in the unpublished chat, right? It's amazing how even people who understand that it is an invasion are being played by their emotions because they're calling these people coming up children. Now, they're saying 56,000 children, but most of them are not minor children. They're calling everybody under the age of 20 a minor child, right? So, and I read an article just today, well, actually it was last night, about how down in like the Border Patrol holding facility in Laredo, they've had to go in and clean up all the MS-13 fucking graffiti that's in there from them locking up these supposed minor children, right? Well, it turns out that a large portion of them, especially the ones over the age of 15, are MS-13 members. So, but they don't talk about that, right? They talk the second they use children, that's the way they play on people's emotions.
Right, we
And
had that
that's what
same
this is all
thing with
about.
the Zimmerman case, you know?
Right, but even now, well, the thing, and yeah, you're right, Sting. But the thing is, now they play on the emotion, and that wasn't even that good, right? Now they use the term children. So the second you use children, you even hear people that agree with us on 90% of the shit. The second it comes up to, oh, but the children, right? It's all of a sudden we're a bunch of fucking assholes who shouldn't be pissed on.
And
right?
anybody who buys that, oh, it's for the children. I mean, it's the same. I hope it's not the same people because, this whole gun control thing with Sandy Hook. Oh, but the children. A lot of us didn't fall for that. A lot of us are like, yep, they don't have an argument. They have no logic or no facts to back their shit, so they're going to play on the emotions. But now, I'm hoping not, but I'm worried that some people might fall for this one, and it's, oh, for the children. It's the same shit. They have no facts. They can't back anything up. They're playing on your emotions, and they're not even that friggin' young. Most of them are, yeah, like you said, 16, 17, 18 years old. And the couple that might be like 4 or 5 or 6, how the fuck did they go across the whole goddamn country unsupervised?
Right,
and what the hell's up with their parents? Yeah. And
that's the whole point, is they're playing on the emotions, yet where's the emotion for them fucking traveling through Mexico? Right? Why, if everybody cares about the fucking kids, why aren't the Mexicos stopping and taking care of that, right? Because I know an ass ton of jobs went down to Mexico here since NAFTA, right? So they're a prosperous country. They consider themselves a first world country. They say they're equal to, if not according to La Raza, better than the United States. So where are they fucking taking care of these kids coming across through their country up to our border? Right? Because if it's all about the fucking children, then why aren't you taking care of them where they're at in Mexico? Instead of letting them come up through here, being raped, being malnourished, and all the rest of that shit. But we're the assholes because we don't want any... If you come here legally, it's all good. Nobody's against immigration in the United States. We're not totally xenophobic, saying shut down all the borders and nobody can come in. No. What we're saying is do it legally, and yet they're playing on the emotions of these children, and it's all probably a major distraction for some other thing they're fucking us on. But I need to get back to magazines.
Am I the only one that thinks that we're too far gone? I mean, because honestly, I think the middle class is what made this country great. The American dream, a man or a woman could provide for their family, live the American dream, working a job. Those days are done. The manufacturing's gone. We can't get it back, and it's just like it feels like the last couple nails in the coffin of the country to me. Now I'm an idiot. I don't know anything, but I'm just saying, to me, this 4th of July, perfect example. I didn't celebrate. I was depressed. I was like, wow, this used to be one of my favorite holidays, and what am I celebrating? Independence of what? I can't travel. I can't, you can't go fishing. You can't do shit without permission. You can't drive. You can't fly. I mean, I don't know.
I understand fully what you're saying, Red.
I got low blood sugar, I guess. I don't know. Fuck.
No, you're a man that's frustrated with what's going on.
He just wants his country back. That's all. We all want our country back.
And you're repeating the way all of us feel, man. You know what? Like I've said, even on the 4th, whatever, that was my favorite holiday. Now, and I was all depressed on that too. But I'm getting I just got a message from Paul Paulston, right? Breaking news: armed civilian, concealed carry civilian stops mass killing in Vegas, and that's yesterday. It was up. It says at a Chi-Chi's Wait. Oh, see, this isn't right. Okay, so forget it. I tried to read the post and it's not right. Anyway. So ignore that. But back to the point is the fact that, yeah, we're all bummed over the whole thing. You know what I mean? The fact that our country is not the country we were born into. And it's not that it's been progressing, right? It's not like our parents, when our parents were kids, it was, oh, my kids are going to do better than me. No, we're lucky if our kids are going to eat,
Yep.
And, nobody can see a future in the United States anymore. It used to be we were the glorious, city on the hill, and everybody had a future involved. Now it's not the same. What we see is our country spinning quickly down the empire road to destruction, right? With the morality of the country in the shitter, right? The fact that everybody's a goddamn victim, including the fucking president. Oh, stop picking on me, Supreme Court that I appointed. It's just a ridiculous thing anymore. I don't even know what to... The only thing that's keeping me at least together is shit like us getting together and doing the Bundy and doing the grass walk and doing the Marietta. And actually, that's the only way I feel like I'm accomplishing anything. Because otherwise, when you go out and work for a living, what are you really accomplishing besides making somebody else rich and barely surviving yourself?
Exactly.
Into that one.
I mean, it's a fact that we're being. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I was allowed to go out, play. I was outside running all the time, shooting guns, with father and brothers and everything. And then, now it's like you go out with a gun and they're like, what the fuck? It's like, what the hell is people come to? I mean, we used to hunt for everything we had to eat. Now you wouldn't hear of anybody hunting for something to eat. I mean, it's like, I don't know, I was out, it was so much freer when I was a kid. I mean, we could go to school, we could learn. And if we really wanted to learn, we could learn. If we didn't want to learn, we'd fuck off.
We spend more on our military budget than all other budgets combined. I mean, what does that tell you? We're in the killing business. We're not in the humanitarian business. We're the greatest, most technologically advanced country in the world, but yet we have homeless problems, people being hungry problems, job problems, mental health problems, drug problems. We got every single problem imaginable. We can't fix any of that, but we can go ahead and provide a safe haven for biologically challenged fucking individuals being enticed to come here with fancy brochures and advertisements that, free healthcare, free this, free that, like Jim pointed out.
Yeah, they want freedom, but that's a different type of freedom.
Last night on Coast to Coast AM, the first part of the show was about EMP attack, and the guest was saying, just a few $1 billion is all it would take to improve our electrical system, to protect it against EMP, but they won't fucking spend, they said it was like a few dollars per person per year, and the system could be hardened, but they won't do it.
But they spent $85 million to build a fucking bridge. Yeah. Stupid.
If you're talking about if the power grid goes down, I mean, you're talking about the number of people that would die in the United States over the course of the next year could be hundreds of millions,
Yeah, because there's people living on oxygen that need oxygen. That's just the disabled side of it. But then there's also, people don't know how to actually hunt no more.
First of all, if an EMP went off, there would be mass chaos and all sorts. People's phones wouldn't work. Oh my God, their iPads, their computers, what? Their electricity? They might have to find food from other places other than a grocery store. Yeah, this talk about the SHTF, an EMP that actually took down the power grid for any length of time over 24 hours, and this shit's gonna light off real quick.
Yeah, it's like the worst case scenario, and as far as return on investment for a terrorist, I mean, just a matter of a few $1,000s, they could build an EMP. They just got to get it located in the right place to set it off, and it'd be fucking bad news.
Yep.
It almost makes you wonder if the powers that be really want that to happen, though.
I think they do. I think that's what it's set up for.
I've had a few times, that I've thought of how cool that would be. And I don't really think I want it to happen because I'd be in the shitter too. I'm not ready for that. I know a lot of people aren't ready for that. On one hand, that would suck. On the other hand, well, at least we'd have everything happening. I mean, I'm tired of talking about it. That would do it, in my opinion.
I don't know. I think they're trying to get ready so they can be the winners of any battle there is. They're trying to get set up. That's why I think they brought all these teenagers down here that are that age so they can be trained for war, his new little army that he's been wanting.
Kind of like Hitler's army, but now they're Mexicans.
Exactly.
Well, let's remember that the bill that's in the House about, basically giving these undocumented individuals or illegal aliens or biological parasites, whatever the fuck you want to call them, a one-way ticket into the military. Come on in. Because here's the military is a voluntary deal right now, and they're at their lowest numbers ever. So they've got to do something, either implement a draft, build some more drones, or something like this. So
and that's what Linda's pointed out a couple of times, that they already passed that law to where they can, they're giving they're going to give citizenship to these teenagers that come sign up for the military.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they passed that a while back, both sides.
And conservatives that aren't in the Republican voters, they're gonna love that. They're like, oh right, yeah, make them serve in the military. That'll teach them discipline and honor.
But I think that they're gonna serve in a different army, myself, because he said he wanted to make an army stronger than our American army, or as strong as our American army. And I still think he's doing it.
Turn them over to the international organizations to attack us.
La Raza would get rid of our American organization, and that way they could have an international army. And that's just the way I see it. But I mean, I'm not. That's my opinion only, and I'm a conspiracy theorist, so it's just the way it is.
Yep. Just kind of upsets you all sorts of different ways.
I mean, it does. It affects you. Everybody, they want to get over everybody. They want to control everything of our life. And it's like people see it. I know they do. People are hurting today. And they all know it. But no one wants to do anything about it because it's so fucking scary. I mean, we're all, determined therapists, and determined therapists, and
I mean, look at the demographic here. You got the people who, go along with whatever the establishment tells them, the media, the government, whatever. You got the people who are too old to give a fuck. They're like, hey, I'm right with God. I'm ready. I don't care. Maybe their kids are grown and old and, they've lived their life, so it's like, yeah, who cares, right?
Quit talking about me.
Then they got, the younger people who are awake and they're like, oh, I can't believe that, you guys let this get this bad. Now we got to fix it. How do we fix it? But that's a small minority there. And then you got, people like us that are like old enough to make a difference, but, we're fighting an uphill battle here. I mean, so I mean, it's not like there's a consensus. You know what I mean? I believed that we had numbers. I believed in the process. I believed a lot of things when Ron Paul ran in 2008. I don't believe any of those fucking things today.
I don't see how none of them would work anymore. The only thing I think would do it anymore is straight up civil war. And I don't want to ever have to do it.
When's the last time we could believe our news?
Ah,
Does
4
anyone
years
remember?
ago, 5
No,
years ago.
I'm serious. Does anyone remember when we can actually believe and trust the news? Anyone remember?
Before 9/11.
No, mine was after 9/11 because I didn't fully. I'd say trust all the news or just trust some of the news because I knew I couldn't trust a lot of the news for a while, but I didn't realize some of the more conservative news you can't even trust that until maybe a year or two ago.
I didn't. I'd say I stopped trusting the news after was like 97, 98 is when I stopped really trusting the news. Because
1980 for me. What say you, Jim?
Oh, I don't know. So it's the Kennedy assassination. No, I don't know. Maybe not that far back, but it just seems like, like I remember like the days when we used to do the hemp festivals and we'd have a good time in the park and the news would always spin the story about how these hippies trashed the park and people were driving under the influence and they just totally spoil the whole moment of us just having a good time in the park,
Well, did you trash the park?
No, but you take one. You know how it is. One bad apple spoils.
we
the whole
know
orchard,
what you did. We know what you did. We understand.
I sold a lot of pipes.
But
Man, is there any more about that Las Vegas shooting? The story just kind of faded away, I guess, after they tried to make the concealed carry person look bad and the Tea Party look bad and everything else.
Yeah, they couldn't spin it any other way. It was too obvious of what. Well, that's if you buy the whole story. But I mean, like just the concealed carry person. Yeah, there was no really good way to spin that for them.
Yep. Look,
so instead of a concealed carry person help stop whatever, it went to this citizen got shot.
Yeah. Don't get involved. Let the professionals handle it.
They didn't even mention they had a gun or that they were concealed carry. They were just some guy that got shot or some woman that got
See, that's another thing that's changed since I was a kid. When I was a kid, we were told by the cop always, you make sure you keep a firearm or, some kind of weapon. That way you're always safe in your house. And then if you can't protect yourself, then you call us. But the thing is, now it's let the professionals handle it. When I know damn well the professionals ain't going to be here for 15 to 20 minutes, and no matter, I'm in a little town of 12,000, I guarantee you it'd take them 20 minutes to get here if I called them. And if I had a heart attack right now, it'd take them 20 minutes to get here and get me anything.
Yeah, better call Jimmy Johns. They'll get there faster.
And it's all, and so then they expect you to be waiting on him to come save your ass while somebody's raping your wife or killing your daughter or killing your son to get him out of the way, or your dogs or anything else for that factor. And then when they come in and they think they're goddamn boss dogs. And then if it's just like that son here a while back that had people upset. I mean, he was depressed. They called the police to come talk him down because he was depressed and wanted to kill himself. Kid had a knife in his hand, so the cop killed him. Real good talking him down, huh?
Yeah, there's more and more stories like that. What was it? Just recently I saw a thing saying that we have now reached where there have been more deaths in the last 10 years in America caused by police than people who have died over in Afghanistan and Iraq, or soldiers that have died over in Afghanistan and Iraq. So right now, just being an American, just being a citizen of this country, you're in more danger of your local police killing you than if you went over to Afghanistan and fought in the war.
That is scary. I mean, they're supposed to be here, and see, the whole thing is, we are supposed to be over this government. The way it says, we are supposed to be over this government, not the government over us. And it all begins in the fact that we give them the power.
That's right. That's why we have the Second Amendment, so that we keep them in check. And really, who's been failing to do their job? Has it been the government failing to do their job, or has it been us not quelling them and bringing them back to where it's supposed to be? Because sometimes I feel it's us.
That gets back to what I was saying earlier. If the Constitution is the law of the land, how is it that so many states restrict the Second and the Fourth Amendments?
Because they're getting with their buddies and they're being paid deluxe.
No, because
this we can blame on our forefathers, and not the forefathers and the founding fathers. I mean 1-2 generations back, when they stopped caring, right?
Yep.
After World War II, and even before then, people were giving up their ability to be able to sway the government, right? And now, I mean, you can check. There's plenty of studies out there that show the people have absolutely zero say in this government. It's whoever gives the most money has the most say, and that's what the last few Supreme Court decisions have said, and all the rest. So we, the people, are not in charge anymore. So, like Reb said, the Constitution don't mean shit because we let it get away from us.
Yeah, that's on us.
Well,
It's on our grandparents. For those that had grandparents here in the country.
Anybody who had the gun that could have stood up, because we were supposed to stand up to our government every couple generations.
Well, I'm a simpleton, but I can tell you this: when I read the Constitution, it's pretty cut and dry. I don't see any gray areas there, and for them to be able to pick and choose to enforce and not enforce where they seem fit. I mean, the common man should say, "Whoa!" Like Kansas was saying, "You motherfuckers work for us, and guess what? You're not working out."
It's the slow boil of the frog, brother. They don't do it all at once. They didn't come in and just say, "All your guns are, now you can't have them." They're never going to do that. They do a little bit at a time. That way, you're not totally outraged. You're a little bit pissed off, right? But they're like, wait, it's okay because it's for the children, man. It's for the children. Oh, okay. Well, it's just the criminals, right? We're not going to allow to have the guns.
So what you're saying is all these places that pass these draconian gun laws, all those people are ignorant simpletons, even more so than myself, to allow that to happen and think that was a good idea, because the Second Amendment protects all of your fucking rights.
Mm-hmm.
Without the second, it should have been the first, but whatever, it's speech. But we don't even have that now, right?
Yeah, but like we keep saying, we let it happen. I mean, they play on our emotions. Instead of bringing us fact, they bring us emotions to get things that they want done, right? They come out emotionally and say, "Oh, it's about the kids," or like Reagan did. "Oh, emotionally, we need to do amnesty because there's all these people here, and we don't want to break up families because they've had kids here." Right? So that's what that last amnesty was about. This amnesty, oh, there's kids coming across the border. We need to do some kind of amnesty, the DREAM Act, blah, blah, blah. They never play on facts. They only play on emotion.
Exactly. And that's what we're doing wrong. We're not playing on emotion.
And
we're playing on facts.
It's so far gone, too. Like all those laws in California, let's just use that for an example, of all the draconian gun laws that are there. Yeah, they're all unconstitutional, but so are the police that are enforcing them. Really, the only policing force should be the sheriff and the sheriff's office, right? But we allow the police to be involved. We allow the bureaucracy to write all these stupid laws that really are breaking the Constitution every single day. And every once in a while you hear about that free man, you know, the guy's like, I'm a free man and I don't recognize your laws because I go on the laws of the Constitution. And they're always beside themselves. They don't really know what to do because that's when their bullshit gets called out. Yeah, you can make all these laws all you want, but really they're all unconstitutional. You know, a lot of them are unconstitutional for sure. We just allow it. And you got to stop allowing it. And until, you know, how do you stop allowing it?
You got to stop allowing. I mean, you got to stand up. You got to fight.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, we've not been fighting correctly. We've been setting back, letting other people that are supposed to be doing the fighting, and we haven't kept them in check. I mean, like, look at Cruz, okay? Look at Ted Cruz. Stood up the other day, said, I want to impeach the president. They haven't let him back on for a week. He's been a week ago. He went on and said that, and he's not been on since. I mean, it's the factor that, you know, they get rid of anybody that tries to stand up to them.
Last time I heard about Cruz, he was all for this whole child crossing the border shit.
Well, he was trying to figure out what to do, but the thing was, he said, well, we need to impeach the president because he hadn't been answering to any of the VA stuff, taking care of any of the other issues that have been out there, and he thinks that Holder and him ought to be impeached.
Well, the fact is, with the government, they're going to keep pushing and pushing until they meet resistance. That's what we saw in the Bundy Ranch. They push, they push, they push. They met resistance, and they backed the fuck off. And that's how it's going to be for all of this stuff. They're going to keep pushing until they get to some sort of resistance. And as long as they're getting away with it, they're going to continue to push until somebody actually says, no, that's enough.
See, the thing is, now they're trying to set up so if they meet resistance, they can take down the resistance. So if it's not a lot of resistance, then they ain't going to stop.
Yeah, but see, that's where we're divided because, like Kansas is saying, oh, well, Ted Cruz said this. I agree with what Ted Cruz says. Meanwhile, Ted Cruz is taking money from lobbyists and working the system from. See, that's just it. There are no fucking heroes. There's nobody going to save us. We can't vote ourselves out of this predicament, people. There is no good guys. There's
no,
only
we don't have anybody to stand up and do anything. Because if one person stands, they can be getting rid of.
You know, you can't trust a fucking word that comes out of a politician's mouth. You can't trust the police. You can't trust anyone that we were brought up believing knew better than us and that we could trust. None of them.
Yeah, I think the last person you trusted was Ron Paul, right? I mean, who's the last person you actually...
Listen to me. I still trust Ron Paul. The fucking guy has a voting record 100% of everything he ever said. He voted to back it up. He's a simple man with the fucking simple message.
Not attacking you, Rev.
No, I'm just saying. But, you know, okay, so there's one politician in my fucking lifetime who actually told the truth. And look how they treated him.
Right.
You know, and I'll be honest with you. If the population is that fucking stupid, hey, I got no use for you. Good luck with that.
Mm-hmm. That is true. I mean, I don't even know who the last person I ever trusted was. I mean, I guess Ron Paul, I agree with you on that a lot. I mean, I wasn't in total agreement of everything he ever stood for, but at least he stood for it. And I've been a big opponent with even if it's a Democrat libtard who is trying to do what he believes is best for this country, and that's what he believes he's doing. Not backed by a corporation, not any of that, but actually wanting to make this country a better place. Even if I disagree with him on some issues, I'm going to like him a lot more than any of these other motherfuckers because at least he's trying to be honest to himself and to his God, or if he has a God, you know. Where is that nowadays? You know, Ron Paul, that's the only one I've seen recently. And when was the last one before him? You know? Who wants to be in government and actually do something good for the country versus getting in the government to do something good for themselves?
Well, and then you look at people like Jesse Ventura, who seems to talk great, and we get behind him, and then what does he do? He makes a joke and a mockery of it by adding Howard Stern to the like, you fucking asshole. It's such like Adam Kokesh, who it's like, hey, we're gonna fucking march on Washington. Then he goes to a bunch of pot rallies and gets arrested. It's like, these motherfuckers, man. This isn't a fucking joke. This isn't a game.
It is to some when it all comes down to the dollar, right? If they can make money and it be a joke and them not have to do anything serious, they're going to do it like that. At least some of them, not all of them, but some. And Ron Paul, which gets held up as an example, is one of the few examples who doesn't, pander to whatever. He just speaks his mind. You find that's very rare these days, especially in a politician.
Well, I think his move towards Howard Stern was a different idea. Howard Stern's always been synonymous for speaking his mind over everything else. He gets himself in more trouble than 90% of the people.
But Stern's also the one that wants to see the smallest dick in the world.
Yeah.
And people can't grab both. You can't be serious and funny, and that wasn't even funny. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard. If Howard Stern was a serious person the whole time, great. But otherwise, it just seemed like Ventura was playing on his celebrity. That's all.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm conflicted on that one. But anyway, like I said, it's the factor that no one man can do it no more. It's going to take a movement to do it. It's going to take a bunch of people to do it. And that's the fact. It's going to take a group of people that work together and to be able to move another group of people to move and them move another group of people to keep it going.
Well, I don't romanticize about this working out very well. I'm preparing for the worst, hoping for the best, and knowing the worst is coming.
Yep.
There you go. That's
all we
theme.
That's all we can do.
Yeah.
Prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Because that's all we can do.
Yep.
So.
Well, great little chat there, Kansas.
I know, it died out on us here. Everybody got quiet again.
Kind of a good topic today, although it started with the water rights and the government. Anybody who's just joining in the room, that's the main topic of what it started with. But of course, it always goes other places as well. But yeah, it's great.
How about doing a shout out, Kansas or Sting?
Okay.
I'm not in as the dragon, so I can't do it.
Okay, Sting, go ahead.
Oh, well, sure. Let me get right on that. All right, we got Calmer Sue out there, Ronnie Brown, Caregiver 7751, Leon Aaron, Jason Brumsfeld, what's up, brother? And Morty's is out there, so Stilo, I never can get that, Nation Warrior, Third Op, the Smurf Killer 223, what's up? And I believe that catches me up. Kenny and Linda was in there a little while ago. She's always got some great information to give. So, yeah, definitely everybody in the chat room, thanks for joining us and listening to us on the soapbox. And it's always a good conversation. Well, most of the time.
Well, we try to have good conversation. I mean, we try to do what's right and try to make sure everything's authentic and stuff. I had to check out. I called her, the other day, and then she sent me this, what she's working on, and as she said, all you need to do is basically go to that regulations.gov and look up the EPA number and write them a letter. say, hey, we don't want this. The EPA and the Army Corps of Engineers.
Right.
So write them, not your congressman.
Cool.
So anybody want to shout out anything? What's going on?
Definitely give a shout out to the 10 Round Patriot. He's at work right now, so he couldn't join us. But really cool guy, really cool channel. Got some great videos of the Marietta protest. If you haven't heard about the 10 Round Patriot, please go check him out on YouTube. You can also search for Ford Rocks 1986. That might bring him up as well. He just recently changed his channel name. A lot of great information over there. And that's my shout out.
Rebel, you got anything you want to shout out? I want to shout out Rebel, by the way. He makes very good magazines. So if you want to make if you want to have some well painted, how you want to say, custom magazines, he's the one to talk to. And there's another one that does it also, Long 13 here.
Oh yeah.
And there's also I'm in trouble. Let's see. Go ahead and show them, Rebel. I want to see yours.
No, I'm not going to pull the stinger. This isn't about me.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because I always have stuff to show. Huh.
Yeah.
Show off.
I try.
Right here is a good.
Where's the political port?
I don't know. I haven't seen her on.
It's the queen of the dragon.
Yes. Huh? Oh yes, and then the other side of that.
Or Riddle Girl and Linda and everyone else gets mad. You know, a lot of our shit comes from the political port that we
Yes.
And I think she's found. I hope that she's absent because she's found someone to spend her time with more so than us.
Yes. And we do wish her well. You got anybody to shout out there, G?
Just a normal crew. Brother Doolin, Brother Hick. Shout outs to Tactical T. Shout outs to 10 Round Patriot. Green Dragon, the panel. Let's hope we get our country back one day or another. Be nice.
Sounds good to me.
God bless America.
I'm with you.
You always are.
Okay, Mule. Any shout outs?
Yeah, just you, Kansas. Thanks for doing the daytime. I know we've been all kinds of busy with doing chats lately, and that's just the way of the world, you know. If shit's going on, we're going to try and run a chat, so.
There's a lot of shit going on in this world.
Yeah. I just want to thank everybody for joining us, that's all.
Yes, indeed. QC, you got anything to say before you leave? Or are you already gone?
She's gone.
Okay. Well, and I'm going to shout out. I'm going to say the Green Dragon is trying to keep their stuff true, real, and honest. That's the reason I like it here. And I want people to watch it, like it, sub it. If you're not sub to it, which 90% of you are, but make sure you put likes on their stuff. All these guys work their ass off to make sure that what we put up here is true and honest. And, you know, likes are good to have. So
True
put
and
those
honest
likes
as much
there.
as you can be, that, you know. As much as we know is to be true and honest.
Exactly, as much as we know to be true and honest. I mean, it's in our own opinions, and a lot of us have to check our facts. And I mean, I'm bound to get it wrong every once in a while myself. I'm more of the conspiracy side, where these guys are the truth checkers, and they keep me grounded.
There's
So,
no I in team, brother. We all do it together.
yeah, and we work together to try to bring you the best, and also what we need to do. I mean, everybody needs to be informed, and I mean, it's up to you whether you want to spread it out or do whatever. But I always like these guys. These guys are the best up here. They do their butt to try to come out and help people and to get the information out there. And as Reb said, it gets hard to do when you got to look at all the evil continuously. I don't know how Alex Jones has done it for 28 years.
Why do you think he's fucking crazy?
Yeah, that's probably true. I mean, it's hard to look at all this evil and say, be happy and lovey-dovey and all the good stuff. It's really hard to do. So I guess that's enough of my speech. So, but I speak from the heart, so these guys know it. As long as you speak from the heart and you speak the truth,
That's all you can do.
that's all we can do.
God
So,
bless you, kids.
thank you. And so to everybody, you have a good day. See you next week. We'll try to get on at 2 o'clock next week. I had a problem this week because of, I don't know what happened. I don't even know. It's just technical crap.
We're only human, brother. We're only human.
So we'll be on at 2 from 2 to whenever everybody gets tired. It's like 3:30 now, so I'll talk to y'all next week, next Wednesday, 2 o'clock. Be here, be square. The DTR will go on. And love y'all.